Probably the Deimos grind is the most respectable for your time, I've noticed. And I know there's a lot of people that think that Deimos is too grindy, but honestly, when it comes to like, you can literally just do as much bounties as you want to, no limit, just keep going and going and going and collecting the little tokens, and then you turn the tokens in. So like basically, if I didn't want to be in Deimos tomorrow, I could just come back, give my tokens, and then leave. You know what I mean? Like that's what's awesome about Deimos. The other places, you know, at least like Cetus and Fortuna, they require you to be in that bitch. Like the only exception with Fortuna is the little medical debts. You could turn into medical debts or whatever, or if you do mining, you could do that too. But honestly, the mining is just so low. Like they give you like 200 standing and stuff like that here and there. It's too low. That's why I don't like it. Yeah, another one that's pretty good is actually Zaraman. That one's done pretty well too. Even though it's annoying to have to like follow the ghost around to get the little pinions or whatever the hell they're called. But it's still decent. It's similar to Deimos. You know, I find Deimos to be easier though, because you're guaranteed to get those little mother tokens that you can translate, you know. Then you can also do the sun stuff if you want, which is the gathering of animals or whatever, which I barely did that. I did just enough just to like get stuff from him, and that was it. So I usually just do the bounties for mother and then go to grandma and boom, give her the tokens and call it a day. Probably the hardest part was getting the grandmother tokens, because you need to like mend the family or whatever the fuck. So that's a little bit more annoying. But other than that, once you get past that whole hurdle of the, you know, getting your rep up, then you're done. You don't have to worry about that shit anymore. So it's nice.